It's time for crafting and it's time to make stuff. It's time to get together and discuss stuff. We know that there is lots of stuff to do. And we're gonna do it till everything is all through. Kiki Apocalypse. Hello and welcome to another episode where we are going to make things and do stuff and chat about whatever. I am Kiki. This is Kiki Apocalypse. Welcome. We craft here and do stuff and make things, and I am happy to have you stumbled upon this, whether it is in the present or in the future. So, what we've been doing this week, I have been doing crafts based around the theme of the week, the Happy Undead Friends, which, here we get a good shot, although it is mirrored. So let me put it right there. There we go. Ooh, that almost looks like I meant it. So my kids book I started about 12 years ago, and then it went by the wayside. And then I would do a book, and it went by the wayside. And I finished the fourth book, and then was starting the fifth book, and just lost track of it, and then started again, and I'm back to it. And that is one of the goals for the year. So this is just book number 2, which is apparently the only one I actually have a copy of, which seems weird. But it's probably packed away somewhere. I'm sure I have other copies, but so I do the inking, all of the black line by hand, and then all of the coloration in the computer, and all of the text in the computer. So what I am doing on stream tonight is I will be inking the pages. So let me actually prioritize here. That's not the priority. Okay, there we go. I'm hoping my cameras look better. I futzed or whatever with the settings, and with my luck, I just changed the settings on my computer, so it's like, oh, you want to see these things better? But so the idea, let's see. Oh, I don't know why. I used to have the camera set up that this camera had to be upside down, and so I still have the tendency of putting everything upside down. But this is Ziegfeld, and so we're inking all the pages as we go along. And I got to a part on the last stream, like the first time I did. So this week, I inked pages 3 days, and this will be the 4th. And in between those days, I did some sewing, which this is one that I did actually on a different stream, but they're pet stockings, and so they're reversible and everything. And so I made this one of the days, and it is white on white, and there's iridescent, and I'm actually going to be putting sparkles on this one, but I burnt myself within like 3 minutes of experimenting with it the other day, so I need to find my big tweezers. Let's just say that's the lesson learned. So, and then it's like blue on the outside. It's all sewn with iridescent string with a double braided, oh, that shows up a little better, I think. Anyways, so yeah, great. Now it's high resolution, so you can see when I fuck things up. So that is the one that I did, and so you can kind of see I'm on a fisheye, so like it's about the size of your face. It looks huge when I'm holding it up there, but it's fully lined, and it's meant for dog treats or whatever, which I also make for like friends and stuff. So that one. I started this one just barely because I had an hour left on stream the other day, and I got this one done much faster than I anticipated. And then this is one that I did the other day as well, and that one is inspired by Velma, our vampire right here, who is always in shades of purple with black accents. And so I did the same, only this is just like a chunky braid. Find where the camera is. There we go. You can kind of see. So lots of different shades of purple. I only had 2 shades of purple felt, which I could hand dye or whatever, but no. So here we go. And then on the other days, the other day, I did 2 lino cuts, which if you're not familiar with lino cuts are, they're basically a way to make your own stamp. So it's super fucking cool, and it's a lost art that I am teaching myself at this point because I inherited a 16-inch block of these. It was an 18-inch block of the lino cut stuff, and then you can probably see on there I did a grid on it and cut it down to smaller sizes. I've done different ones on different streams. These ones, since it is the Happy Undead Friends week, I did, and I enjoy zombie eyes, or I don't know, I love doing zombie eyes, for especially when they're pretty, like pretty weird crazy zombie eyes. So let me see if I can get this on either camera. Yeah, oh my god, you can actually see what I did. The last time it was like huge pixels. It was so bad. So yeah, looks like I do have my settings a little closer. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Okay, so then that's upside down. But you can see that it is Ziegfeld the zombie. It's basically, yeah, it's basically that. Actually, almost 100% works. He looks a little lopsided, but yeah, so that was that. And then I was going to do one that was all big and chunky, but I couldn't find all of my nibs, which I did find. And I have a box full of scissors right next to me because I always end up on stream with one scissor and it never works. And then I lose it halfway through. And I switched blankets because I lost a needle last night and I couldn't find it. So it's like, okay, it's in this blanket somewhere. So I changed blankets out too. Then here, another zombie eye, different scale. I had planned to do one that is a little bit bigger. It's like an inch bigger around. Let me put it right there to knock the glare. Yeah. Actually, let me take this out. Oh my god, guys, I think I figured out the resolution. Okay. It's not self-congratulatory, it's just relief. So that is the zombie eye, just in singular. Because I was thinking I would use this one for my business cards because it's just it's just a really pretty pattern, and it's secondarily zombie eyes, and that's kind of the idea. Like I kind of do not adult versions, but I do adult versions of things. Actually, the further back it is, the better the better you can focus on it. But yeah, generally much better to see. So yeah, I make some things for like stuff that I would make for kids, but this is something that I would stamp onto everybody is hydrated. It's important that so the one I was going to make on the larger one was very, very it was almost this basic, but I couldn't find the larger tools. So rather than having to scrape out every single little tiny line, it's just like, oh my god, no. Imagine tilling a garden with a hand shovel. Like, no, just no. It's stupid. So instead, I was a little less masochistic to myself or whatever, and I did the one that was slightly smaller, but I did it in the very sort of intricate style of that because with that tiny, tiny little blade, fidgety felt right. So those are what I have, and I'll probably end up using these for business cards and or like holiday cards because I could see it on a little rectangle. Oh, let me take this out. I could see it on a little rectangle live editing, bang, boom. I can see it on a holiday card because I like to do holiday cards with a stamp or a, whatever on the front. And yeah, linotype is just a really nice way to make replicatable images. And so the other one, like this is the grown-up version, and then the kid one will look like that. And that I will use on, like, I make little reusable gift bags, and I make like gift boxes. There's lots of different uses for it. It could also be printed onto an iron-on. You wouldn't want to print directly onto fabric because I don't think that would work. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the the intricacy doesn't really work in that way. But you could print it on an ironable thing, whatever the iron-on thing that are usually printable. You can do like a black ink and print it on, and you know, look it up. I'm sure there's tutorials, but I don't want you to mess up your iron. So yeah, look up stuff first. So I am not a doctor. So this one I would use for it could be a stamp on a card that you would either hand print or print off, in the days when parties are happening again. So that was what I did the other day. So what I am doing today is a couple more panels. So let's see where we are in the book. Oh, the glare. I don't want to take all the pages out. So we're just going to skip ahead to where we're at right now, and I'm going to try to angle it. Okay. So what took so long is I had to do all of this hair. And it was all new characters, so that takes a while to just be able to do repeatedly. So basically where we are in the story is the... Let's see if there's less glare this way. Yeah, let's do it this way just for shits and giggles. Because I think it's actually, I think it's focusing better over here right now. Okay, so we're at the point in the story where Ziegfeld was... Ziegfeld was bullied. He was found by his friends, and now they're talking about it. And we've just gotten to the story where Velma is telling her story of like, well, because they explained it to him basically that, well, you know what friends are now, and he's like, yeah, and they're like, okay, well, it's the opposite of that, and he's just like, I don't quite understand what that means. So Velma is like, oh yeah, I had some friends who said that, some people that said they were my friends, and as soon as she stood up for herself, she kind of realized they weren't that nice to her, and so as soon as she set a boundary, they were just like, meh, and that was it. We were done. That was it. And she just like wouldn't put up with it, and they wouldn't be her friends if she wouldn't put up with it. So that was what I was drawing. And so the characters for that part. Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm staring over this way, but I'm seeing for the first time stuff actually hits. Oh, I'm so relieved. I just thought I just was not going to be able to have any sort of resolution, but you can generally see what that is. That's them walking down. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me anymore. I'll talk over the top as much as possible. That is them walking down the hallway, Mean Girl style. Shabam. And oh, here we go. You can get double view of it. And that's them in different clubs together, and Velma's kind of realizing that she's always kind of off to the side, and then she's then remembering all sorts of things that they've said, like, oh, you could be so pretty, but why do you? Or, oh, that sweater's so nice, why did you? Yeah, like that kind of stuff. And Velma just like, I don't like that, and that was it. Because I don't want to necessarily represent it as it's going to be easy in any ways. Also, I'm making one of the characters, actually, I wrote in the story, one of the characters was actually a bully when he was a kid because he was bullied and he realized when he got tall enough, if he just punched the guy in the face, they stopped messing with him. And he ended up actually hurting somebody. And it's going to be very, vague, just enough to like bring up the conversation because I definitely want injury to be mentioned slightly. I don't need bye. Well, not bye, but I'm going to go into less of a huge frame. There we go. And we're back. And so the point we're at is with these friends, and my plan for last night was to pencil sketch because here we are at the empty parts of the book. So within the storyline, I think I have one or two more pages to draw with these ladies on it. I haven't really looked. I had planned to pencil sketch them out, but I didn't. So hopefully this wonderful new resolution will actually show, because I did, but then I didn't. as the logic always goes, I got a new cord so I would be able to stream at a higher resolution, and I hadn't yet changed out all of my settings yet. And so when I drew with pencil on the paper, it didn't look like anything. But it also looks different when I'm not live as to when I'm live. So as a test, yeah, I'm just going to justify procrastination as a hearty experiment in coloring. So first I need my pencil. So you can see them a little more clearly and a little more distinctly. And these are just light pencil drawings, so sorry if those do not show up super clearly. Again, don't worry about that guy. So we have, what is this? We have Maddie, who's of the Medusa family, Brandy the Banshee, Holly the Harpy, and then he's another character. He hasn't shown up yet, so he's just, don't worry about that guy. There. That one works. So the plan for today is to draw the next 3 pages. So for that, I would pull back out the binder that I just sat down because, stuff. And we look, these will actually pull out because these are all very light pencil sketches. Although I don't know why I'm pulling out the first one because I know I marked where I was. So I don't know how much of that is reading through I'll at least reduce the glare enough. So basically it's a storyboard. I storyboard out the books so I know the framing and everything because it's, a lot of it are full frames, but a lot of it is comic book style framing. And so that's just an easy way to sort of figure out how I'm going to bounce through the storyline. And usually in books past, I had actually gone through and written out the thing and then just draw the individual frames. And then as I was penciling them, I would figure out the layout. But I was pleasantly surprised to, I was pleasantly surprised that I had actually pre-framed out, and this is actually where we are, so I'll go ahead and pull this one out, marked by the dark line here. So the way that it works, I'm wary of moving the cameras around, so if you want to see, you got to tell me to move the camera closer. Okay, we'll go with that. How about that? But oh, cat, no. This is the storyboard, and it's basically like I mean, you're not missing much. I don't know if that's showing up or not, but I know it's showing up better than it was last time, so we'll just go with it. Anyways, so then it's numbered, and then I have the general text, or the, what I'm expecting to have as the text. What this also does is it allows me to kind of figure in negative space. So if you see large panels of wall, especially in the like juice shop, you'll see large areas that are just stripes. That is because the text will be laid over that area. Though, because a lot of these are just like 3 or 4 words, but some of them are longer, so I need to know how much space I leave. And then I end up editing the words as I'm putting it in anyways. There is cat. There is kitty cat. I'm not sure if she'll go away, or she'll just kind of or she'll just keep clawing at the wall. I do not know. Okay, so we're on this page. So it looks like when I told them they were hurting my feelings, Maddie and Brandy laughed, and Holly said I was being dumb. So that is the panel here. 2, if you can't be nice to me, I don't think we're meant to be friends anymore. My handwriting, oh my goodness. That was the biggest thing with dyslexia that I never overcame. Like, my memory is, or remembering sequences and stuff like that is a lot easier than when I was a kid, obviously, because lots of work. But my handwriting just is this. So, but that gives general idea. And so all the words are on this page, and there's no number on this page, so I know that I do not have any words on that. And it's just a then reverse shot, because it looks like this is her talking to them in profile for when I told them they were hurting my feelings. And then it's a close-up on Maddie's face, looking all like whatever. And so what I'll probably do is actually just do this as sort of a bubble in between the 2 frames. And then we have a reverse over Velma's head, looking at 3. Well, technically they are, they look like frowny lollipops. But they are in fact the 3 girls. So, I am probably, even though the goal is 3 for today, and I'm just going to leave it because I don't think anybody's going to necessarily hold me accountable. So, since that's the case, what we are going to do is these 2 pages, because then pretty much over with drawing them, which I'm only happy about because the hair became a lot more than I anticipated. Like, Holly's hair is easy, but making snake hair, or like semblance of, every time is a little weird. So let's get going on that. See what we got. Again, tonight I am going to be doing a muted mic crafting night. But if you are watching live or watching later, feel free to comment on whatever platform, and I will respond. And yeah, especially if you have any questions about my books or whatever projects I'm working on or anything of that sort. I appreciate your being here. Cheers. I hope you're having a good night. I am. I actually had a really good day. I wanted to get outside to... Okay, before I get started, have a quick catch up on the day. Let's get started. So, there's pencil. Where's pencil? There's pencil. Underneath. Oh. Okay. So we are going to start with another thing I always like to have handy. Because one thing I found, especially in doing the first book, was if I drew a character based upon the character before, there would be mutations throughout the course of the book. So what I do for each time I'm drawing a new character again, I have an original character study that I use as the reference point so that I know, you know, it's like I always remember her eyelashes go down like this, and I always remember that she has a square jaw, you know, and so I'm not drawing based on other stuff, I'm drawing on source material. So what I do first is draw out the frame of the page and then fill in the individual frames based on this, and then go in with an extra wide Sharpie for the hard lines, the really thick lines, then with a medium fine Sharpie to do the medium sized lines, and then with a precise V5 pen on some nice flat cardstock. And that is, and then I let it sit for a few days, you know, till I'm done with the whole book, and then I erase so that the ink has time to set, and then I scan it into the computer, color it in there because I really like colors that are. I like colors, so that is that. Let's get going. So it looks like second page is going to be a single page, or there's no frame, there's just a page to it, and this one is just two, so we're just going to need the one. The pages are basically, you can see the pages are right there, so they are the finished pages are just under, are literally just where the thing hits the clipboard. So the way, or just slightly larger, it's slightly wider on both sides and exactly that height. So what I do is I set the lines slightly inside, and I don't necessarily fill them in all the way with black, but the ones that are black line on the outside are filled in black. But I also just scan it in at 600 resolution anyways, so I get the really nice detail, and then I size it down to what I need. So I think it works its way out to about, math, I think like 450, something around in there, when it's all said and done, which is great for print. And probably the reason, you know, now that I say that out loud, that's probably the reason why my last book was too big of a file, because they have a like limit on the size of the file and everything. And possibly if I brought, because their minimum resolution is 300, so maybe if I brought that down, I would be able to publish it. Anyways, that is not tonight. Tonight is this. So, splitting this page with the assumption that it will in fact shift up or shift down slightly. I'll just draw it in so it's kind of more obvious where the sides of the page are. That's roughly what we're looking at, if you can see. Let's just clear the screen and focus on that. All right. So about halfway between where this hits and that hits will give me it, and then just set down slightly so I'm sure that I get a full bleed off of it. So now what we are going to do is fill in the second frame, which I need space for Maddie's entire head, which she has literally a block-shaped head that is covered with snakes. And then other one looks like look at the right one. The foreshot of all of them, so about a quarter to a third of the way up, I'm going to call good. I am going to do the pencil line slightly darker than I would otherwise to help them show up, and I don't know if they're going to show up. So hopefully, ooh, it looks good on that screen. I don't know. I'm just gonna draw. You know, I am actually going to do that. I'm going to mute myself. Again, feel free to chat anytime. I will respond. I just generally keep my evening shows muted in respect to my flatmates. So we're just going to go a little quiet for a minute. I've never drawn these ladies in profile, so this might take a while of mathing. We'll see. I'm also going to take this opportunity to take a quick cat break because she is going to chew her way through the door. So, BRB. Anyone who has not met her, this is Chantrell. She has decided she lives in here. Usually she's fighting her way in. She didn't. I thought we were cool. But she is persistent. And persistence is rewarded, I guess, sometimes. So we are saying hello. And then it's time. Oh, you're in both cameras, kitty. Alright. It's not about you, cat. It's not about you, cat. You're welcome to stay, but you know the rules. So our agreement is that she is welcome to be in here, but she does not get to grab my hands whilst I am attempting to be productive, right? Right, honey? Nice, sweetheart, yes. Okay, so I was drawing brandy right here.